And welcome to the SVG-TV news for Saturday, August 9th. I'm Khalil Cato. The rehabilitation project in the wake of the December 2013 floods continued yesterday with the handing over of 4 buildings in the North Windward area. Minister of Housing Montgomery Daniel says that among the facilities that were handed over were 2 houses, 1 business house, and the processing plant.
These facilities, by no great means, they have been very important to the people of Fancy, particularly the corps building. That building was refurbished, rebuilt, and it is indeed a better building today. This business house is also one that is much better, one that is much stronger today. And so, I'm sure today the recipients of these buildings are much more happier and thankful for what they are receiving.
The death toll for the Ebola virus as of Wednesday stood at 932. The disease is an increasing cause for concern among heads of government throughout the region, with that of St. Vincent and the Grenadines being no exception. The situation has gotten to the point where the World Health Organization has declared the Ebola virus as an international public health emergency. And with some Vincentians stating that they do not know much about the deadly virus, Dr. Rosamond Adams, chairperson of the National Public Health Surveillance Committee, in an interview with SVG-TV News, spoke about some of the characteristics of the disease.
Ebola virus disease, it was formerly called the Ebola hemorrhagic fever. It is a severe viral disease and it is very fatal. About 90% of patients who have contracted this have died. This is a viral disease that, as you said before, is not new. There have been different outbreaks of the Ebola virus confined to Africa. However, this outbreak that started in March this year has seemed to have been growing and is spreading at a rate in which there have been some difficulties for public health officials in West Africa to control this epidemic. Therefore, it called for international collaboration and for participation of a lot of different stakeholders to help to contain the virus.
Dr. Adams further explains that the biggest challenge to health officials in dealing with the Ebola virus is that there are no specific symptoms to definitely make a diagnosis that an individual is infected with Ebola. Dr. Adams adds that the virus is transmitted via bodily fluids.
It is not airborne. This is one of the first things that we have to dispel. One of the misconceptions: the virus is not airborne, so you cannot get it by breathing it in the air. It is only transmitted through contact with bodily fluids. The fluids, which include blood, saliva, sweat, tears. If you do have a cut and you are maybe manipulating someone's wound, and there is that contact with the wound, and also it can be transmitted through that cut or something that you have. It has been also been reported that even after some men have contracted this virus, few days after, it is still present in the semen. So once there is any body fluids, be it sweat, semen, blood, it is transmitted through that.
The creation of personal retiree accounts has been one of the recommendations put forward by experts to resolve the issue of the dwindling United States Social Security Fund. However, Leader of the Opposition Arnie Musta says that part of the solution to the local problem lies with first dealing with the creation of employment, because the more people that are employed, the greater the NIS contribution.
I think the main focus we should be on is just get economic improvement going. so the income could begin to flow. Then you adjust how you do with that. But declining income is a whole different scenario. It will be a whole different scenario. But declining incomes, you tend to have to increase the contribution rates that people have to pay, because there's a smaller number of people who are paying, you know. So if you begin, that's why I'm saying the focus has to be on bringing back your economy. That will impact right across the board. Right across the board to the back. And you have to understand that.
A verdict of death by misadventure has been returned by the coroner's jury following the shooting death of Greg's resident Alex Matthews earlier this year. The 5-member jury, sitting with the coroner Ricky Barnett on Tuesday, returned a unanimous verdict of death by misadventure following a 2-day sitting at the Mesopotamia Magistrates Court. The deceased, Matthews, was shot by an off-duty police officer, Cuthbert Morris, during an incident at Greg's on January 16th this year. The decision of the coroner's inquest confirms that there was no criminal wrongdoing that caused the death of Matthews. The creation of jobs and the implementation of policies to get the economy on a better footing should be the top priority for SVG, according to Leader of the Opposition, Arnim Eustace. Eustace asserts that too many Vincentians are caught up in partisan politics, which he says is proving to be very problematic for the development of the country.
We are so bogged down in partisan politics as distinct from policy. Politics as distinct from policy as to how to get our country going forward. That we're just wasting and marking time. And that is why our economy continues to decline. We're not putting the emphasis where it needs to be put. We're not doing it. We're not doing it at all. And we're going to have increasing problems.
Meanwhile, the recipient of the first Eduardo E.G. Lynch Scholarship is expected to be announced later on this month. The leader of the New Democratic Party provided SVG-TV News with an update on the progress of the fund, following the recent announcement by the NDP that the scholarship fund is in honor of the former talk show host who died last month. Interested persons are being encouraged to register for the United Nations Young Professional Program examinations, which will be held on December 4th this year. Jobs will include positions in economic affairs, information systems and technology, human rights, library information management, photography, political rights, and radio producers. Persons who wishing to sit the exams must be 32 years or younger by December 13th, have a first-level university degree, be fluent in English or French, and must be a national of St. Vincent and the Grenadines or any other participating country. The program is a recruitment initiative that brings talent to the United Nations through an annual entrance examination.